to stopping the run in mixed defense?
I feel like I'm doing. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Did you feel like those preseason reps helped you out a little bit?
Yes, sir, definitely. I feel like it just helped me get the full speed reps and full game reps, so I felt like it helped a good bit.
Vic said you were learning a new position, I guess, so that's why he wants to get you in there. I mean, what are you doing differently?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things in comparison to what I did in New York. Just because like in New York it was like a full-on attack front versus in this defense we're dropping a little more. We have to have a broader vision and take in more pre-snap. So just seeing those motions and pre-snap indicators in the game as well as like right after the snap, just know how to react to certain things. It's been a cool transition.
How tough is that to drop into coverage? That's probably something a little bit new for you.
I've done it in the past, so it was just really just getting my eyes back to where they need to be and feeling comfortable in it. So it's been a good experience dropping into coverage.
Going into free agency, you had to know, or at least suspect, that you're going to end up in a situation that's going to call on you to do different things than you had done in New York. Is there any way? How do you prep for that before, or even after you end up here? Like, do you go into it saying, okay, I know I've got to work on these things because wherever I end up, they're going to ask me to do something like this?
Yeah, really just when I got here in spring, just leaning into what my coaches were teaching me and giving my best effort in all of our drills and things like that so that I'm prepared come game day.
How much more comfortable are you now with all of it? How much of a process has it been?
I'm extremely comfortable with it now, just because like we've been in camp, so I've been learning from the guys that have been here and the guys that have been under Coach Wash and dropping in this system, and then as well as like talking to Vic a lot about what I need to be seeing in coverage and stuff like that. So it's been good.
What are you learning going against Lane Johnson now that you're seeing him on your side of the pass?
I mean, I've learned a lot just because like he's such a well-rounded offensive tackle. He's been dominating the league for a very long time. So I've been learning a lot as far as like how to set up different rushes, where to attack offensive linemen, a lot about hand placement and stuff like that, and as well as like even in the weight room and outside of like off the field, he's been teaching me a lot of things about like how to stay strong and how to like have like how to improve my attributes on the field.
Getting as many reps as you have against Lane, did anything surprise you, going up against him so much?
His athleticism, like for somebody that's that big, he has like cornerback feet. Like that was surprising for me. I just expected him to be way stronger, and I went against him during the regular season, but he had an injury that game, so only got a few reps versus now. Like I've been able to go against him a lot longer, so that's probably what surprised me the most is his athleticism.
Is it frustrating in a way to have to deal with him every day?
I mean, in a way it is, but at the same time I'm grateful because like who am I going to go against that's as dominant as him? So I've really just been grateful for that and taking all of my reps. I haven't taken any reps against him for granted.
You usually don't play with starters in the final preseason game, but with the valuable experience that you got in the last one, would you like to see some action in the last one?
I mean, I really just lived it up to my coaches and what they think is best for me. So, yeah.
That transition going from like, an all-out attack front with New York to maybe needing to read and react a little bit more here, I guess how do you balance being a guy who needs to be quick off the ball and be aggressive with that, the necessity to sort of be able to diagnose what's in front of you at the same time?
I mean, well, our biggest thing is having our eyes where they're supposed to be and having pre-snap indicators, so that helps us see what we need to see but still stay fast off the ball and react with good timing.
What's it like learning from BG? It's been around a long time.
It's been great. BG has been in the league for a very long time and has played at a very high level as well, so he comes out every day with a great attitude. Same guy every day, works hard, so just learning a lot from him has been key for me in my growth so far in this defense because, like, he knows a lot about the defense. He knows a lot about staying on your P's and Q's and being able to last a long time in this league. So I've learned a lot from him on the field as well as off the field.
How about covering Devontae Smith? I mean, I've seen you try to cover him a couple times when he's in the slot, I guess. How tough a matchup is that?
I mean, it's a good matchup. I think when I was going against him, it was more of a zone coverage, so I wasn't like sticking him one-on-one. But he's a great athlete, so man, that's a cool matchup.
Go back to last year. What was the whole experience, the Aaron Rodgers experience, like last year? Especially because I'm sure you thought he's going to be your starting quarterback the whole year, and then 4 plays in. Like, what was camp like? All the stuff that came with him.
I mean, well, it was cool because when he got there, like they brought it was like. The stands and stuff was packed for camp and like a lot more media coverage and stuff like that, a lot of primetime games. So everybody was really excited. We also had Hard Knocks, so that was a cool experience. But I mean, it was kind of messed up, like how he went down 4 plays into the season, and nobody expected him to be like hurt as bad as he was. But when we found out he was, it was just kind of like a hit to the soul, you know, because we all had like high expectations for that team. So yeah, it was cool having him on the team, but it was unfortunate what took place.
Do you and the other edge rushers compete with your get up?
Yes, sir, every day. I mean, I feel like during team we compete, but as well as like individual drills. So
Who has the best get up?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's close, but we are pretty good get ups though.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Morning.
You know, Brandon Graham said something to us recently about how when he looks at this defense and what he's trying to impart, said it's very much going to be about 90, 98. Point you guys out all the time. Do you feel that, like, responsibility? Is he imparting that in the two of you?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're on the field, it's a responsibility you got to hold up. Obviously, BG been doing it for 14 years, so I mean, just taking the things that he's telling me, you know, we sit right next to each other. He's just giving me all the gems that he can before he's done with this. But it's really just run through the D-line. Like, that's a standard that we hold upon ourselves. I feel like the D-line and the O-line are the heartbeats of the team. You know, quarterbacks and linebackers can say all they want, but it really starts in the trenches. I mean, who got the ball when they snap the ball at center? But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a responsibility that we have. We want to make sure that we're the anchors of the defense, that we athletic enough to make plays outside the box. So that's all we're trying to do and explore and just break on the technique and learn the scheme inside and out that Vic has.
How much of Brandon's story do you identify with and talk to him about? He struggled a little bit when he first got in the league, and it really kind of took him a little bit. And
Right.
How much do you identify with that?
I mean, it's perseverance. I mean, as you can see, he's like a Philly legend now. So, I mean, it's just inspirational. Like Kelsey, like, you know, I think about all those guys who went through this journey here. And, you know, as long as you work hard, you know, it'll take care of itself. That's one thing I learned from BG is that he just worked. He put his head down and worked. And that's what we're in the process of doing right now. We're gearing up for the season. The season's right around the corner, and we just want to make sure that we put the finishing touches on everything. And then at the end of the day, we just go out there with the utmost confidence that we have. We're confident in our defense, and we're confident in our offense. We've been going against each other like this every day. You know, we have our days. Offense has their days. But we just want to make sure that we build that team that we're used to, we know, and we want to make sure that it's player-led. Like, we want it to come from within. We don't want any outside noise, anybody from upstairs coming to tell us how this team is going to go, because at the end of the day, we on the field. It's our team, and we want to take control of that.
This is a really young defensive line room, but with no Fletch. Who's kind of taking the lead in that room vocally?
Everybody. It's more so, you know, it's not like a vocal thing. It's more like a, you know, we're not old enough to be vocal with each other, like, you know, how Fletch would be more say, because, you know, he has that experience. But at the end of the day, we just learning as we go. We know what to expect. We've been in the league. Well, Jalen, he been in the league for going on 2, been going on 3, me. But at the end of the day, the experience that we have, and Coach helps us out with that, Coach Clint, helping us out with just journeying through this thing. And we know what to expect with our offense. We know what to expect with everybody else. But we just have to make sure that we understand the scheme, understand our defense, and then understand our roles. You know, what it's just the things that we have to learn on the go. I mean, the season's coming around. We know we prepare for it. We just have to make sure that we be perfect. We want to be as perfect as we can.
How responsible do you and Jalen feel for taking the reins and being like the future of what this defense could look like?
Absolutely. I mean, we all the future, and you know, it don't move unless we go. So you know, we only have one D-line unit, like I've been saying since OTAs. Ain't nobody coming to save us, so we all have to make sure that we do our part and be the best people that we can be the best defensive tackles that we can be. And, you know, we work with the other units. We have to work with the defensive ends, make sure we're on the same page, because, you know, it goes through more than just D-line, just interior. You know, it goes for the linebackers. The way the scheme is going to be much more involved with us and the linebackers, or us and the DN. So we just have to make sure that we're all on the same page. And that's one thing that Jalen was talking about in the practice, is making sure that communication, like the connection, it don't mean unless we communicating on the field. And so, you know, we just had to communicate and we get everything done. I mean, we could be unstoppable at that point.
Jordan, what's the biggest difference you've noticed from Jalen this year compared to last year?
Technique, man. Technique. I think that's just all of us from D-line. It's just all across the board. When Clint came in, he introduced us to the technical side of more things and just learning how to play with our advantages. Jalen's quick laterally, so we need to make sure we work that laterally, but also, you know, it has to be like curveballs. We all have a curveball. I'm more of a power dude, but, you know, I'm trying to work more finesse when it comes to, you know, everybody's expecting power, so when they expect power and they sit down, what you can do? Work finesse. So, you know, just little things like that.
Jordan,
Question?
kind does
Jordan, based on camp so far, if you had to pick one guy on the team who's going to have a big season, what would you say?
It's a lot, man. A lot of people popping out. I say, I'm not biased or nothing, but I say Nolan, man. Nolan and Kobe. Just the way they play and the way they're understanding and getting comfortable with the game. And, Kobe's been battling with injuries, like, off and on, but I think, those guys are ballers. They're gamers, so I'm excited to see them go out and turn it up and tear it up. It's familiar, so it's nothing new that I expect from them, but I think that everybody's going to be shot with the way they
Cam's
come.
going up against the nose tackle as big as you. There aren't many in the NFL, but he'll go up against a few big guys. How does he offset what he lacks in size?
Technique. And that just comes with just being coached by Stout, man. Stout is a hell of a coach, offensive line. And just knowing that, with the protections that he sets, the protection that he calls, and just knowing that he has help along with the offensive line, it's very hard. It's very hard. And you have to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's because, what might be the same look, what you think, isn't the same look. You might get a quarterback draw, you might get a screen from that. So that's the little things that we have to fine-tune and be alert for on the defensive line side. But as far as the offensive line, man, they're big, strong. Cam is quick. There's no shortage of what he's lacking. But, we just all trying to fine-tune and get ready for this game.
Jordan, you're coming to.
What about Nolan specifically? Stood out to you that makes you excited to watch?
I just feel like he's just getting more comfortable. He knows what to expect. He's getting his time. He's getting his technique right. We're on the same page when we go 2-on-2s and stuff like that. And, all that makes a difference. Just the level that I know he's about to reach and the level that he's going for and he's striving for, I know that he's going to be able to achieve it. And I'm just excited to see him watching. I'm excited to see him take off, and I'm excited to just play with them guys on the field. It's going to be a couple situations where, it's going to be like a Georgia front out there. So definitely excited for those moments.
Jordan, apologies if this has been asked before, but where does it come out with Clint Hurt, him being a former defensive coordinator? Where do you notice that whenever you're working with him?
It's more so about anticipation. Like, we go through in the meetings and we're like, all right, this is the type of looks, formations from the offense. This is the type of looks that we can expect. These are the type of plays that we can expect. And so it just gives us a click, a little hair of advantage. I mean, you're going to have your teams that throw some oddball stuff out. You're going to have teams that, like ours, that has RPOs, the quarterback runs heavy, and you have to be alert for those. But as far as just pre-snap developmental things like knowing the pre-snap alignments and doing all that stuff, seeing the spacing from the offensive line, seeing the spacing from the running backs, we have to see all of that so we can know what type of plays we can expect.
Jordan, you're coming.
Guys have described Vic as old school.
Mm-hmm.
What makes him old school? What's the best way to describe that?
He's direct and blunt. He's as blunt as he want to be, and some people like it, some people don't. I like it personally because, he just coached straight football. That's all I really want him for is to coach football. I can deal with all the personalities. I mean, we got, 53 people when the roster cuts come down. We got 53 people we got to deal with as personalities, but I just want my coach to play football or coach football, and he's doing an excellent job. The scheme, we loving the scheme as far as defense. I can't really say for the back end, but as far as D-line, we're loving the scheme, and, it's just fun. We're moving around. We out there flying around, obviously, when we go against the practice, that's a good old lineman. But I think that down when we really get our feet and we get rolling down the season, it's going to be something special.
Jordan, I want to ask you, coming to the end of your third camp here, how different has this one been for you? And do you notice any differences in the way it's been run with physicality?
Yeah, definitely. This is more of the harder camps that I had since I've been here. I wouldn't say it's harder than Georgia because, you got the humidity to deal with. But as far as plays, man, it's just we going, and I like it. It gets us prepared for the game. It makes the game a lot easier when it comes down to it, and we just bring that physicality every day. Every day is physical. No matter we got shirts on, we got shells, or we got full pads on, it's physical. Got to work our hands, got to work our technique, got to be low, and if you don't, you'll find out real quick, and you have to readjust and get recalibrated. But at the end of the day, it's been the most physical camp. And, I think we're better players because of it, all across the board from offense and defense.
All right,
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
How we doing, guys?
Cam?
Good. All right, who's got the first question?
I'll go. We've seen you take all those one-on-one reps against Jordan. What do you gain from those?
Yeah, just trying out new things. That one-on-one drill is great for us. I mean, it's kind of a little bit loaded for the defense, but it's great because you get to work your fundamentals. You're working jump sets, getting on them, and just working through different things. You know, you're not going to win every single rep. Just learning from it's the best way to do it.
Generally, what impresses you about this defensive back group with Jalen and Jordan? What stands out to you about them?
I mean, really good athletes, really big, really strong, and I think with Vic, they're doing a really good job of being able to disguise things a little bit better. So when you can run some of these games and they're not giving it away, like it's really tough, especially when they're starting to run it the way they are. It's fun and it's good work to go against because they're really starting to dial it in.
With Jalen and Jordan, and then on that side of the ball, you on your side, there's kind of like a changing of the guard when it comes to the trenches here. Why are the three of you prepared and built to last for the future of the Eagles?
Yeah, I think honestly just some really good athletes and people that like football and want to learn and get better and have fun going against each other. Man, Jalen's such a dynamic athlete. It's so fun to go against. He can beat you guys. He can beat you any way he wants to, and so you got to be prepared for a little bit of everything.
Cam, you're coming to the end of your third camp. How has this one been different for you? I know you're at center now, obviously, but how has it been different? Has it been more physical, a little more upscale, upbeat, longer practices? Have you noticed any of that?
Yeah, I think it has been a more physical camp. Some of the practices have been a little longer. I think our tough practices have been a higher duration, getting more snaps, and I think that's really good. I think we have less vets than what we normally have on this team, and I think the last couple of years it was a heavy vet team where we needed to get a lot more plays, maybe not at the high intensity that we have. I think today was a really high intensity day, not as many snaps, but we really got after it. And then a couple days ago it was a lot of plays and still high intensity. So I think that's good. When you have younger guys and less vets, you need to have more plays and be more physical.
How much time have you spent with Jalen this summer?
A lot. I mean, we're in here every day in OTAs, working through how we want to, obviously when you get a new offensive coordinator, that changes and you need to have a lot more time together and learn it together. And it's kind of a new system we're putting in.
Have you kind of leaned on each other in that process?
Yeah, definitely. Especially going through practice today, just talking to him after each series and being like, this is what I saw, what'd you see? I liked how we did that, don't like how we did that, how to blend things together because, we're in this together, making sure we're comfortable with what we're doing.
Is it fair to say that's a side of him that you didn't maybe see when you weren't, the starting center the last couple of years?
No, I think I saw that. I think his communication has been there, and I think it's only increasing.
You've gone from rookie to starter at one position to starter at a new position. How do you prevent yourself from maintaining who you are? How do you keep yourself maintained as a player, as who you are, when you're changing roles and changing positions that frequently at the highest league, the best league in the world?
I think I've said this before. I'm not a right guard. I'm not a center. I'm a football player. Wherever they want to put me, I'm going to be there. So I don't care if I was a starter at right guard last year or center this year. I'm just a football player, and I feel like, I've played so many positions throughout my football career. I think when I was a little tackle football in third grade, I was maybe a center because I weighed too much. I had the stripe on my helmet, couldn't carry the ball, and then after that, I think I was running back, quarterback, linebacker. I've just been a football player, so I think that's what I'm going to try to continue to be. So, yeah.
How does that help you? All of that experience help you specifically as a center?
I think it's really good because at center you're in open spaces a lot more, especially with our offense. I'm getting up to the second level, third level, and just being able to just fly around and be dynamic and be able to change direction and move and be more free. I think it opens you up. And I think same with guard. Just letting it rip. I think you can do that everywhere. I think you don't want to get locked into one small thing. You think you're only this and you can only do this. You should be able to be a football player and be free and fly around and make some plays.
I want to ask you about Fred Johnson. What have you Nick threw some praise his way after the game in New England. Fred Johnson, what have you noticed about him and kind of his progression?
Yeah, Fred's got some long arms, and he has a lot of power with him, and he's fun to be around. He's a good teammate. We love him, and he's doing a really good job going from left tackle to right tackle, and he just has a lot of fun with it, and we enjoy it. He can make some splash highlight plays, and it's fun to see. We've been seeing him work his ass off all camp, and pass game, run game, being able to lock people down and just drive through the whistle and finish guys. We need a lot more guys like him.
Brett sort of talked about like his temptation to copy Jason Kelsey's snapping style and the ensuing trouble he had trying to like snap it that quickly. And he talked about how you never really, I guess at least he didn't notice that you had ever tried it. I guess were you ever tempted to try to snap it as hard as Kelsey did?
No, I don't think so. I think sometimes when you're throwing rockets, it's a little harder to catch.
Yeah.
I know I was back there catching some of his balls, and I didn't enjoy catching some of them rockets. So trying to not throw something like that back there.
You mentioned getting out in the open space in this offense. What are the keys for you to be a good blocker at the second level when you're getting out there and getting linebackers? Yeah,
I think honestly the biggest key when you're going to the second, third level is knowing the back's path, where he's going to be, especially in the screen game, feeding off where you're going, just using your eyes and feeling him fly out. That means that running back's going a little quicker and a little wider than normal, so you can stretch it to, like if I'm going like an outside zone, I'm going to the linebacker and I don't want to reach his outside shoulder, I'm pressing and trying to get to his outside. He has contained, and then once he reaches outside of me, then I can fling him outside because I know the back's going wide. And some plays they may be tighter, and some plays there may be a slicer. So just knowing where the back's path is and what kind of manipulates the linebackers and people. When you have a slicer, they're going to fall back. So they play a little different in shell, whether if it's too high or if it's single high, they may move more. So just knowing where the back is, where the path is, and where you want him to end up kind of helps you out. So you're not overrunning things or going too low or too short.
Does that change back to back?
No. I mean, halftime we might not know who's back there. So they all get taught to run the plays the same way.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you, Cam.
Thanks, guys.
William, a friendly way they're teasing you by calling you by your full name?
Yeah, William. Got a couple other nicknames too, but all fun and games. Yeah. I mean, nothing specific. Just Ship, William, pretty much everything but Will right now. Willie. So yeah, they go around.
You're coming to the end of your first training camp as a rookie. What are some things that you learned about the experience?
Yeah, I think that being a professional is an everyday task. You got to go out there and be so just focused on the details and know that you got to bring it mentally and physically every day. And I think that kind of goes back to when I was talking about just creating a routine, something you can follow as a rookie, being able to have something you can hang your hat on and get yourself ready physically and mentally every day. Because that's what it takes, is bringing that, and especially if you want to be one of the best, which is what I want to be. So.
Had a lot of reps in the preseason games. How much important was that for you to kind of feel a tackle from bigger bodies than you're used to, and what has that been like?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Just being able to get out there, have an opportunity to get back to it. Being out here and practicing, it's always a little different mentality. You go out there and you're getting taken to the ground. They're trying to knock your head off essentially, and so you just got a little bit more adrenaline. And to get out there to play Baltimore and the Patriots, two teams that I've been watching forever, and then to play for the Eagles, it just still blows my mind. So just so appreciative of the opportunity and going out there trying to make the most of it and learn as much as I can from the reps I'm getting.
Well, the other day, Saquon said that you asked Saquon, what keeps him going, and he talked about just wanting to be great. What have you noticed from just like his mindset and the way he approaches things that you have learned from, and just try to apply to your own game, see how he approaches the day-to-day?
Yeah, he wants to be the best, and that's how he carries himself. Through meetings, outside of football, all in the facility. It's how he does things, and that's what I've noticed. From just since the very first time I talked to him. shooting me a text right after I got drafted. He loves being the best at everything he does, and that's a great thing to carry. So, just his mindset and how he attacks things, his competitive nature. I think that's what essentially separates a lot of people is how competitive are you? How much do you hate losing? And he hates it a lot. Being around him for the couple months that I have, it's been awesome to see, just to be able to, I think I'm very similar in that sense in terms of my competitive nature. So to be able to kind of work with him on that and seeing how he handles it and how he's been able to navigate through that and be as good as he is has been awesome for me.
What's the best piece of advice he's given you so far?
Best piece of advice. That's a great one. He's given me a ton. I mean, I get multiple nuggets from him every day, in the film room, just simple things. But I would say one of the biggest things is take care of your body. I guarantee you, if he's not out signing autographs right now, he's in that weight room getting, some post-practice rehab or in the training room, fixing something up. And that's just who he is. He's always on go. So just taking care of your body, because he's going into year 7. And, as a running back, you want to play as long as you can in this league. That's the name of the game is longevity, being able to do it year over year. And he's been able to do that, and he's going to continue to do that. So, yeah, just taking care of your body and getting as much out of this league as it gets out of you.
Will, in that first preseason game, you admitted after you caught that touchdown, okay, I can do this. How do you build off that now in your first year?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing to go up those steps, and you take that first step. You're stepping on the field for the first time, getting out there, then you're able to pick up a pass protection, then you're able to get in the end zone, have a couple good runs, and everything just builds off of one another. And the confidence that comes with it, being able to go out there and still honing in on all your details, but just being able to have more space for freedom in your mind to go out there and do things and be the special person that you are, who I believe I am, is to go out there, make people miss, be versatile, help this team out in any way I can, and a little more free to do that as you continue to get higher up those stairs, if that makes any sense.
It seems like every time you take a big hit out here at practice, you're very quick to pop back up. Is that a concerted effort from you?
Oh, always, yeah. It's been fun just being out here and getting slung around by the guys a little bit. It's the name of the game is football. I don't expect to come out here and get two-hand touched. I'm a professional football player, and it's just part of the game. So anytime I get knocked down, I like getting up as fast as I can, letting them know that it didn't hurt. Keep coming at me. I love it. I love the intensity. The harder they bring it towards me, the harder I'm going to be able to bring it back towards them, and my adrenaline starts going. My competitive nature continues to rise, and that's what I feed off of. So I love little instances like that where it can get me pumped up, whether I'm having a bad practice, a down practice, maybe my energy isn't where it needs to be. Plays like that are able to get me back and keep me true to what I'm supposed to do every day.
I think last time we talked to you, you were excited about the new kickoff return. I don't think you had any like real reps yet. You have had some now. It is what to you? It feels fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. I love it. I think you've seen league wide that it's gonna be good for the offense. You're getting the ball past that 25 a lot of the times if you're hatting them up front. A lot of explosive opportunities. Got to try to stay away from the penalties. Those can really kill them. But yeah, just the ability to be explosive and. There's a lot of things that go into it. I think it's going to continue to progress as the season goes on. Right now you're seeing a lot of the same tactics, same plays run by these receiving teams. But Coach Clay and our special team staff are doing a great job of implementing new things, trying out new things during practice. It's been one of our highest reps, repetitions, things that we're doing at practice. So just continuing to learn from it, and if I get an opportunity to go out there and get an explosive, get the offense started off on a good note, try to get them past that 30, then that's what I'm going to do.
Coming from college, what's been, I guess, the most challenging part from when you've had a pass protect in college versus the NFL and the differences that you noticed?
Say that one more time, sorry?
I guess in terms of pass protection, how is
Yeah.
it more difficult at the NFL level, and what have you noticed from just kind of adjusting as a pass protector?
Yeah, I think along the lines of everything, stepping up from college to the professional the NFL is that the guys are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, their technique is better. So you've got to match that, and it goes to leverage, making sure you're punching the right way, thumbs up. If they're not slowing down, you can't slow down. Just matching the aggression. So just all great teaching points that Coach Singleton has done a great job of helping me out with. Say and Kenny, they've all done a great job helping me out as I've continued to just try to progress, and as I'm going to continue to do. But yeah, I'd say the difference is just the guys who are blitzing and the different ways that they're coming. It's complex. These defensive coordinators are unbelievable. They're really smart guys. So just being able to pick things up and get in the right position to allow you to be successful.
So, as a returner, you mentioned the explosiveness that the new kickoff return, or new kickoff will bring. Are you noticing that, like just getting the ball, like seeing bigger seams, or like what's your vantage point?
Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest things is just the landing zone. The balls aren't going through the back of the end zone. The kickers and the kicking team is using tactics and trying to spray it around the 0 to the 20-yard line. And, to be able to catch a ball running full speed forward, you're not going to get any contact until the 25, 30-yard line a lot of times, right? And if you're able to do that and then one little hole opens up, now you're talking another 5 yards. And there's just so many things that goes into it. If you can hat them up and get a hat on a hat up front, leave one guy for the returner, there's just a lot of promises. There's a lot of things that can be done, from a great vantage point for the offense and for the receiving teams.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, guys.